I will lift the quarantine. Ngayon, paglabas ninyo, ganun pa man, I would still insist. Kasi sabi ng mga scientists dito, kinig ako. Hindi yung scientist sa TV ang sasalita na personal. Sekreto, ganun pa man. Mask, yung ano yung akin? Ito. Ganito. Mask, alcohol, pati maghugas. Hindi na yung sabon, yung sabon na ordinaryo. Basta soap and water. Okay na yan. Alam mo, pag nagsama lang tayo, kaya natin ito. Kunting panahon na lang. Alam ko, igit na kayo na makalabas. Pag lumabas lang itong antibody na gawa nila sa labas, parang inumin mo, parang kung baga sa bakterya pa, antibiotic, sisirain niya. Kasi itong huwag na. Para mapagsabihin, mga scientist pa ako. In the nature of a COVID, gusto ko sanang baka sabihin ninyo, bakit hindi ka naman doktor? Bahala na ng mga doktor mag-explain. So, I will start with Joey. Kasi ngayon, ang pinaka-burning issue, yung middle class ba, yung mga MSME, after that, Sunny will Joey, mauna ka, then Sunny will give his piece of...
Mr. President,
mukhang kayo lang man ang dalawang ano na dito. I'd like to ask the presidential spokesman to listen so that you can formulate a very coherent thing of presentation.
so Mr. President, I think a question was asked a couple of weeks ago, which is more important, life or money. There is no doubt that life is the most important. But however, without money, how will people eat? How will people buy medicine? And how will our MSMEs recover? So, how do we bring back the economy in a sustainable way and still make it safe? Mr. President, you did the right thing when you locked down at the right time. We basically are close to finishing the 1 month. And we're moving to the third reset, which is 2 more weeks. So it's a total of 3 resets or 6 weeks in total that we have been locked down. And I think now is the time that we should really look and plan on how to gradually shift towards reviving the economy, because in the end, social amelioration cannot last forever. We have to bring back the jobs. For confidence to be brought back, I think they have to see that our numbers of the number of people getting infected are starting to taper off and go down. And I believe that with that and with the assurance that we in government are really on top of the situation and finding all means to really help every Filipino worker out there, I think we will win this war. And I'm sure that with our 3 veteran generals who are now implementing this whole execution, and I believe that in the end, you can have a great plan, but in the end, the key is really execution. So I'm confident that Secretary Galvez is leading this role, and I think he definitely has the full private sector support the donations from the private sector has been quite immense, and we are still there because in the end, if we don't bring back the economy, then many of our Filipino brothers will suffer, and that's our goal, to really push hard. And I think in the end, Mr. President, with your leadership and your gut feel, I think we will succeed.
Thank you, Joy. I hope I'll have the time to review your suggestions. Then come up with something which we can convey to you maybe in 2 days' time. Now we would like to ask Sunny, Secretary Dominguez. He has a lot for you. You just listen. Itong
Thank you very much, Mr. President. First of all, thank you for, again, being very decisive and protecting the Filipino people against this COVID. I had a meeting with the World Bank a few days ago, and they said that your decisiveness in first reducing the number of people coming into the Philippines in February, and then in March, followed up by the lockdown, probably has saved 100,000 lives in the Philippines. So again, thank you for being so decisive. This is the real trade-off. How many people are going to get sick and how many people are going to die? So I said this is just the first pass. It took us 2 weeks to get this thing done. I asked the private sector to do it because they have actuaries, they have access to data, but they have not come out with it. So I'm not saying this is the final, I'm just saying this is the beginning of a discussion.
Good evening po, Mr. President, Senator Go, and cabinet members. This will just be very quick. So the proposal is we provide small businesses with a wage subsidy. And I will just discuss quickly the rationale, background, the proposal, key features, and what else we are proposing to help them with. So on the rationale, Mr. President, basically we are going to help the middle class because in one of your speech a few days ago, you wanted to help the middle class. And so we have proposed a program to help the middle class. And the middle class, Mr. President, works in the formal sector. So apart from the 205 billion pesos na binibigay po natin sa mga informal sector or low income, we are proposing to give 51 billion pesos to the employees of small businesses. So that is the first. The second is we will improve upon the social amelioration programs because yung proposal po natin is automated, hindi manual. So mabilis at ipapaliwanag ko po mamaya. Pangatlo po is dadaan po tayo sa data ng SSS and BIR kasi formal sector. Dapat ito po yung gawin natin so that we can target better kasi alam natin kung sino sila at i-incentivize po natin yung better compliance. Kasi yung mga nagko-contribute ng tax at ng SSS, yan po ang unang tutulungan natin. On the background, from March 15 to April 30, we placed Luzon in an enhanced community quarantine. And the rest of Visayas and Mindanao actually followed in various forms. Basically, ang nangyari po is this led to a shutdown of most businesses except yung pinayagan ng interagency task force, yung mga pwede mag-operate.
with two matters actually. One is that I would advise the checkpoints not to be dismantled, especially by the police, but this is my order. Do not stop motor vehicles carrying food and other vegetables from the province. Wave them through and do not delay their